All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. My name is John, and today we are talking about the Pearl Shop once again. Now, as you guys know, there's a Black Friday sale going on, which is like the 1+1 value things, and there's some good and bad things I wanted to talk about. But also, I made a video a couple of months ago on like to get the best value out of your pearls with my guide. And so basically in that video, I tell you what I think is kind of like almost mandatory, things that are optional and things that you should like kind of avoid. So I'll leave a link in the description to that video. My stance on a lot of things is still relevant and I still believe that to this day. So yeah, if you want a more in-detailed video of the entire cash shop as a whole, check that video out. But as you guys know, right now there is a 1+1. Basically, you get double value. So I actually do think this is a good thing. Like if you have never bought pearls or you are like a low spender person and you've never bought any, I think this is actually a good time to like stock up just because it's literally double value. So if you are having any thoughts of just buying it and getting some stuff, now is literally the best time because you spend one amount and then get two of them. So anyway, with that said, I think that is actually a good thing. So let's talk about some of the new things they added and just things that we haven't talked about as much before in the previous videos. So first of all, they came out with a new outfit for farming. Now, I think this one is a little bit weird because every like class has it, which is cool. So you know, like the cook's outfit, the alchemy, horse training one. They came out with one for farming, but at the same time, I truly don't think that like farming outfits are really necessary because it's one of those things where you don't really do it for hours on end, and the outfit is basically -2 seconds and is like whatever. So you're saving what, maybe 5 minutes tops. And so like I think if you buy outfits just because you like them, by all means, I'm always up for cosmetics. I don't care if people spend money on that. It's not pay to win. But in this idea of you're buying it because you like it, not so much for the set effect. So basically farming XP 30% and then -2 seconds on breeding and like everything. So here's the thing that I want to talk about with farming. After you hit Master 1, basically the levels and everything is less relevant because the idea is you get to Master 1 for the Old Moon fences, right? And that's the one where you just spend CP, which is the same thing, but they're smaller fences than the original one. So if you just want to have a more like combust area, that's the idea. However, the effect past Master 1, even with mastery and everything, there's not really much mastery in here. It's kind of irrelevant. So it increases the speed of harvest, planting, breeding. If you are doing 10x10 farming, the entire like process probably takes you what, like 10 minutes, and then you let it grow for a couple hours and you do it again. Usually if it was cooking, people could do that for like all day every day, assuming you have the materials. And I think like the cooking and alchemy outfits, horse training, those are things you could do on a regular and actually get the value out of it. But for farming, it's something that is very limited by time. And is the 2 seconds worth it? No, not really. So that's one of those things where I think that the outfit itself, it's not really worth it. But if you like it because you like it and you want to just get the cosmetics, by all means, I don't care. Now, here's one that we are actually going to talk about because this one is a huge CP bonus if you already invested into it. So my understanding of this is the equivalent of getting like the Old Moon fence, right? And each one of these would be the equivalent of 10 CP. And now that you can actually buy them for well, you didn't need to buy them with real money, but now you can. as an additional option. So how much are we talking about? You can buy a total of 8 of these, and you get 2 of them by doing quests, and they're basically the equivalent of this, which I actually need to start doing that in a second. But if I were to turn this in, or if you've never done all of this, you get 80 CP back, which do I think is a lot? It depends where you're at in the game, and it's one of those things where it could be worth it. Like 80 CP is a lot, but once you're at like endgame, it's more about having the right workers and having enough workers and lodging to make use of everything over here. So I do think that if you are planning on buying them, it's not a bad deal. I think it's possibly fine, especially with all the discounts and everything. The downside is, even if you are just doing everything for your nodes and everything. Wait, what is the button? Yeah, okay, this one. The bottleneck for you would probably be worker lodging in every town, which you would have to spend CP investing in the little houses and then the nodes. So if you're thinking that the extra 80 CP is like a lot of extra silver daily, it's not. It'll be over time, and by over time I mean like years. So yeah, is it good if you have the extra money for it? Sure, but do I think it's like something that's like, oh, I'm gonna be making billions of silver? No, it's actually not how that's going to work at all. So I just wanted to talk about it. Do I think it's a right or wrong thing till you get it? No, I don't think it's bad at all. It's one of just those things that's not going to make a major impact on your gameplay or how much silver you make on a daily. It's more just getting 80 CP back and then investing all of that into town workers and lodgings. So just wanted to bring that up because it's new and a few people have asked me that. So aside from all the other things we'll talk about in a few minutes, like just running over the things I talked about in detail in the other video, yeah, let's talk about some other things that I think are a little bit more important that I haven't talked about previously. So, as you guys know, value pack is always one of those things where I say that it is worth it, because if you've ever played another MMO before, generally the industry standard is like $15 a month for a subscription. Not all games have it, but a lot of them are optional, including this one. But in Black Desert, having a value pack is very convenient to the point where you can play without it, but it's really nice to have. So I think of it as the $15 a month sub, and I think that it's really worth getting. As for the Old Moon and Kama Blessing, I really don't think those are really necessary. If you were to get one of the two, I would always go for the Secret Book of Old Moon before the Kama Blessing. The reasoning why is in the Old Moon one, which I only have 4 days left, the XP is kind of irrelevant. Just do it enough and you'll get wherever you want to be. The thing that really makes a difference of the Old Moon book versus the Kama Blessing is being able to change your add-ons freely, reset your skills, and then buy Villa Scrolls. So if you have a tent, you have to have one of these to actually use it. So that's pretty huge. It's quality of life, and it speeds things up. Whereas the Blessing of Kama Sylve is just 20% drop rate. I have grinded so many thousands of hours through the years of playing this game to the point where I really don't think 20% is actually a lot. And yeah, obviously it's helpful, but I just don't think that paying $15 a month for all of this is like equivalent to the Old Moon book. So yeah, you probably have a lot of either of them, blessings and books, from just playing the past few months where they just kind of gave them out for rewards, and I think that's fine. So aside from that, people have also asked me about the daily special pass and the Black Spirit pass. I think one of these 2 is the season Black Spirit Pass. And my thought of this is, if you are a beginner to like I guess a mid-level player, doing the season pass stuff is not that bad, and actually getting the rewards is probably fine. However, if you are at an end game level, what you're really getting is a bunch of cron stones, which, yeah, they're good, but you can probably grind an hour or two and then put an order on a costume and get the same thing without spending the money on it. So, depends on where you're at in the game, and that's about it. The other daily special pass is the one over here. Keep in mind, this is probably not on all regions right now. It's on NA and EU. So I wanted to talk about this because is it value in terms of like the 30, how much is it actually? $35, but they gave us like coupons. So if you're thinking about getting it, probably good to get it on sale. So yeah, you are getting a lot of value, but I think that the most value you'll get is if you are an endgame player, and getting these dim Origins of Hunger is like what will probably convince someone to get it versus not getting it. Because like, oh, you get a 7-day value pack and maids, whatever. You probably have all these already. Like 100 stack, I have like 30 of those. And the difference is the dim Origin of Dark Hunger allows people to push their stacks closer to 300, which is very expensive at endgame. And all of you who have been playing this game for quite a while know how expensive pushing like 200 to 300 is in terms of fail stacks. So is it worth it? I think it is as an endgame player. But if you are not even close to a 300 stack, then it's probably not worth it for you. So yeah, I've been grinding quite a bit and trying to push for that sweet 300 stack, and we're getting there eventually. So yeah, those are the two things. And I also wanted to just very quickly run through like half of these things because I guess we'll just give you my thoughts and opinions, but once again, the video in the description will cover all of that. So important things for all of you to get as I guess wherever you're at in the game. So fairies, if they're on sale, I talked about what skills are worth getting, and I would high priority or like prioritize getting a miraculous cheer 5 as number 1, followed by feathery steps 5 2, and then everything else is just a bonus to have. Let's see. When it comes to slot expansions in the game, I think weight is worth more than inventory space, because being able to carry more in terms of like if you're grinding for an hour and the weight stacks up, it is worth more than having more inventory slots in general. And so you guys see how I'm at like 38 out of 192. This isn't just for video. This is like what I normally keep in my inventory, and it goes up to maybe like 60 or something if I'm grinding a lot and, you know, collecting random goodies. But overall, I try to keep my inventory clean, and this is really what it looks like on a regular basis. So yeah, weight is more important. And let's see what else. Consumables, no. Artisans are just optional. Weight is okay. Artifacts and crystals are something we didn't talk about in the other videos. I do think these are very important to get, but it also depends on where you're at in the game. Do you like play multiple characters versus you just play one character? Chances are, depends what you do. If all you do is PvE, you probably won't need that many. But if you like PvP a lot, then you're gonna have like your DR build, evasion, accuracy, full damage, you know, all that stuff. So depends where you're at in the game. I do think family inventory is sort of worth it as well. It just organizes all of your stuff. In terms of travel aid, of the value pack and the other two things like the blessings and Old Moon, we just talked about that. High priority on the value pack, followed by the Old Moon, And the Blessing of Common Sylvia is just kind of optional if you can, but high priority on value pack. And we talk more in the other video of how you can get all of this for like 0 money and loyalties, and what you should do if you're completely free to play. So yes, I am aware that some people don't use it, and I wanted to make sure that all you feel free to play players out there know how to use it as efficiently as possible. So I give you tips in that other video. Maid and Butler, they give you these pretty often as long as you're just playing the game. And I think over the past like almost 8 years, I've maybe bought like 10 of them. And then I've never bought any after that. And here we are. We have like 90 of them. And I've bought like maybe 10, 15 of them total. So just by playing the game, they give you a lot just from random events. And so you could probably be fine without it. And yeah. Let's see. Buildables. I have a video that we talked about how to get the campsite for free. And by free, I mean 0 real dollars and getting it in game with like silver and everything, versus the permanent one, which is just a convenience thing. So usually I would not recommend people paying $50 if it's on sale. Like right now, it's probably fine. But I'm pretty sure you could actually get this on sale plus the coupon. I'm pretty sure they stack. I can't buy it again, but if you can buy it at an even lower price, that's even better. Just the convenience of whether you're a PvPer or PvEer is really nice to have. Fairy is kind of one of those sketch ones where try to get the priority skills and then don't worry about anything else. My stance on costumes has always been the same. If you are buying outfits because you like it and you think it looks good, I don't care what you do. Yes, I am aware that melting it for crons is pay to win. And in this game, as a person who's been at the end game, PvPing, PvEing, it doesn't really matter. At some point after like 260 something AP, as long as you know how to play your class, you'll probably do fine. And even at like 320 AP, it kind of feels the same. It's more class dependent and skill. And, you know, like, yeah, you'll do better, but is it worth spending tens of thousands of dollars? No, it's not. But just wanted to actually like give you a realistic expectation as a person who's played this game for a while versus someone who just comes into the game, drops like 30 grand on it, and then expects to get to the end game. It doesn't work like that. So just throwing that out there. If you're buying an outfit because you like it, I don't care. It's cosmetics. In terms of horse outfits and boats, once again, cosmetics. I know it gives some stats, but is it gonna get you to anywhere that much faster? No, you're buying it because you like it. So yeah, it has stats, but it's so minimal. Whatever. Pets are one thing that I have always talked about, and in terms of if you're getting a pet because you like it, cool. One thing I would always recommend to new players is get 5 tier 1 pets versus 1 tier 5 pet, because being able to loot faster is always nice. And I remember a while ago getting all these tier 4 pets, and then I've never bought a pet since. And all of these, like after this, given by doing in-game activities, events, quests in the game. So yeah, you can get full tier 4s by spending absolutely 0 on the game. There's even some quests you can do in like the suggested, and it's like somewhere down in like the pets thing over here. So like just do those and you'll get some pets for free, and it is what it is. So at the very minimum, 5 tier 1 pets versus 1 tier 5 just to have it loot for you. The reason why it gets expensive for other people as a realistic topic that I wanted to talk about is when people are min-maxing these set effects and like the talents and applied skill effect bonuses, Is it nice to have? Yeah, but is it like really necessary? No. So that's what I wanted to talk about. You could get this like dragon one as well from Doom to Nuverkint. It's like 30 billion silver. You get the title, the outfit, and the pet as well with it. So yeah, you can get like tier 4s and stuff without spending any money in the game, which is nice. And it's on the central market pretty often where people just list their random things. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about in a nutshell. Just all of this, but I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I know I said that multiple times. Just once again, if you want to see more in detail of my thoughts and opinions on how to get the most value of your pearls, I think that's a very good video to watch. But with that said, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you had a good time, you learned something, and I like to make videos for beginners, returning players, and people who are just looking to get better at this game. And yeah, so hopefully you have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.